narcissist. He's a total narcissist. He cannot comprehend a world.
He is a predator, a bully, a narcissist, a psychopath, and everything else that you can think.
Ryan Reynolds is freaking out as Justin Baldoni exposes his narcissistic behavior, which shockingly traces back to his past.
And he was
From being accused of arson to manipulating people around him, the truth is unraveling fast. It's no surprise that Ryan is the one adding fuel to the fire in the Baldoni Lively case.
Ryan, in my opinion, is plausibly the most guilty party of this.
You know the tiny little incident where he basically admitted to committing arson as a kid? Yep. Good old Ryan, Mr. Quirky Deadpool, casually mentioned that he set a tree on fire, and that fire ended up burning down a whole wing of his elementary school somewhere between 1983 and 1990. And no, that's not a Marvel plotline. That's real life. Or, at least, it's what he says happened.
the line. He said he was always an instigator. I was always working on my personal drama. And then once I burned down a wing of his elementary school and then covered up the crime until now. I apologize to all the fine students.
But wait, it gets sketchier. Because when people tried to verify this story, guess what they found in the Ottawa City Archives? Nothing. Zilch. Zero evidence. No record of any school fire in that time frame. It's like Ryan either pulled a Joker-level cover-up or flat out lied for attention. And knowing Ryan, both are totally on brand.
But the reason I ended up in Ottawa was because he never mentioned the name of the elementary school, which was curious to me. He never said any teacher's name, nothing. And when you Google Ryan Reynolds Elementary School, you get about 3 different...
Now, ask yourself this. Who even brags about burning down part of a school and getting away with it? I'll tell you who. Someone with no accountability. Someone who genuinely thinks consequences don't apply to him. This man didn't even name the school. Didn't name a single teacher. Just threw that I burned it down out there like it was a fun anecdote. If any normal person said that, they'd be investigated. But Ryan? He's praised for being quirky.
Admits he set the fire with it to a tree, which led to a building catching fire. No one found out who it was. I think the statute of limitations is...
And let's not forget the most poetic part. He once tried to become a firefighter. Yes, you literally can't make this stuff up. He wanted to fight fires after spending his childhood starting them. And guess what? He was rejected. Not surprising, considering firefighters actually have to, not be obsessed with burning things down.
100%, especially because he tried to be a firefighter and he was denied. And he's who firefighters call firebugs. Because when they're kids, they do these little things like setting little fires and really watching the response team.
Psychologically, this is a red flag wrapped in a bigger red flag. Pyromaniac tendencies in childhood are often linked to adult narcissism and control issues. And let me ask, does anything about Ryan's recent behavior not scream control freak? From hijacking creative direction on films to weaponizing people around him, the man needs everything to go his way. It's like he's still trying to set fires, but now it's reputations and careers instead of trees.
And say the signs have always been there, and I'm just glad we're catching up and really looking now.
Basically, when there's too much smoke, right, Kim?
There is fine.
Yeah.
Which brings us straight into Exhibit B. Blake Lively, or as I like to call her, Ryan Reynolds' human PR shield. You know how every magician has an assistant to distract the crowd while they pull the trick? That's Blake in this mess. Except now the trick isn't a rabbit out of a hat. It's the absolute destruction of Justin Baldoni's life and career.
They're trying to destroy this man's life. They've tripled, quadrupled down, and it's...
Let's be honest here. People are starting to question if this entire marriage is more PR than passion. Rumors say Ryan and Blake aren't even living together right now. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because Ryan turned their lives into a full-blown courtroom circus?
They're too big to fail. They have too much backing. They're Ryan and Blake. I don't think they've come to the realization that ship sank back in August when the world saw them for who.
And let's talk about the timing. Blake filed a sexual harassment complaint against Baldoni while filming It Ends With Us. And suddenly, Baldoni slaps them with a $400 million defamation lawsuit. This man didn't just file a claim. He basically screamed, "I've had enough of your Hollywood bull." And honestly, good for him.
Ryan, as Justin Baldoni, can't sue him over her.
Then there's the commentary from Nestles, a media strategist who literally works with Fortune 500 companies and A-listers. Even she sees through this circus. She straight up said, "This isn't just a legal battle. It's a war for public opinion." And guess who's on the front lines, spinning narratives like he's directing a Marvel movie? Ryan, Captain Gaslight Reynolds.
That Ryan is actually such a good guy that he kind of had to be a bad.
Let's not ignore the emotional manipulation happening here. Blake claims she's dealing with trauma, anxiety, and fear from the case. Okay, but then she's out here smiling at SNL events, playing the cool celebrity couple role next to the very guy fueling all this drama. Either she's part of the plan, or Ryan's using her pain to keep the attention off himself. Either way, gross.
Player in the scheme, defaming Justin around Hollywood, strong-arming WME, your agency, into dropping Justin as a client, and trying to destroy Justin's career, however.
And you know what? The $400 million lawsuit, completely valid. Baldoni accuses Ryan of not only defaming him, but interfering with contracts and even extorting him. So while Ryan's out here playing Deadpool, he's allegedly destroying someone's career behind the scenes. Classy. But hey, if you thought that was bad, buckle up, because the Kidpool scandal, that's where things go from scandalous to straight up repulsive. Ryan actually cast his 7-year-old daughter in Deadpool and Wolverine and tried to make her say a line that included, "I kid you not, I'll take my D out of your mouth." What the hell?
Guiltily, that is my daughter, Inez.
So sorry we have to admit that.
And I am Father of the Year of...
A literal child, his own daughter. And instead of stepping back and saying, "Hey, maybe this isn't appropriate," Ryan thought it was edgy and cool. The kid didn't even want to say it at first. She was uncomfortable. A 7-year-old with more self-awareness than her father. But what does Ryan do? He lets her watch other kids audition for the role, so she feels pressured to participate. Manipulative much?
allowing her to say such language, which, to her credit, she really didn't want to say, and then came back later and said, "I want to say it now," when I started looking at other people to play.
Yeah, but Ryan, to our
And then comes the icing on this very disturbing cake. She had to repeat that line 70 to 500 times. 70 to 500. This wasn't one awkward take. This was rehearsed. First exploitation, repeated over and over again, like it was just another take. That's not parenting. That's psychological damage in the making.
Ezzy, I'm not shitting you, 70 to 500 versions of that line.
I'm gonna pay.
They're so proud of it, guys. Like, it's so...
Think about the power imbalance here. Ryan isn't just her dad. He's the director, the producer. He holds the keys to the project. How does a 7-year-old say no to someone who's both her parent and her boss? She can't. And he knew that.
So many reasons this is wrong. One, this girl's 7. It's her father. She didn't want to do it. And then she feels obligated because daddy wants her to do it. Oh, and daddy's going to have other kids do it. I'm going to miss out. Okay, daddy, I'll do it. And then she does it against her.
The backlash was instant. Parents were outraged. Child psychologists spoke up. Reddit exploded.
And Ryan?
Did he apologize? Did he clarify?
Nope.
He doubled down. Marketed the movie with family-friendly irony. Yeah, nothing says family-friendly like telling your daughter to deliver sexually suggestive lines to a global audience.
Right to consent. I believe kids have the right to say no. And if kids are uncomfortable, that should be heard by the grown-ups that are there and respected. And I don't get that feeling that that's what happened.
This isn't just tone deaf. It's sick. It's the behavior of someone who thinks they're untouchable. Someone who sees himself as so above criticism that he'll literally drag his own child into controversy just to maintain control over his cinematic universe. So, yeah, he set fires as a kid, and now he's setting fire to people's lives. Baldoni's career? Torched. Blake's mental state? Used as kindling. His daughter's innocence? Burned for a punchline. And through it all, Ryan walks around smirking, pretending it's all just another quirky bit.
The execs themselves that suggested it. You're Ryan Reynolds. You had all the power. You were on set. You could have never let the child say it. So again, I'm not letting him get away with this. I don't care how the explanation works.
Let's talk about how Ryan Reynolds went from quirky funny guy to full-blown Hollywood villain, because what he did to Justin Baldoni isn't just shady. It's straight-up career sabotage disguised as banter. Baldoni accused Ryan of publicly calling him a predator. Not in a private moment. Not after an investigation.
Nope.
Just Ryan's golden boy gut feeling. Apparently based on, what, a vision board? Ryan's sixth sense? This wasn't a slip of the tongue.
It was a planned attack.
And it wasn't whispered. It was passed around like a script note on set.
Did call Justin Baldoni a predator. Remember, they had in their lawsuit said that he went up to a guy that worked at WME. This was allegedly at the Deadpool and Wolverine.
Let's not forget the lawsuit came down during the SAG-AFTRA strike in September 2023. Most people used that time to rest or organize for workers' rights. Not Ryan.
Nope.
He used that pause like it was an intermission in a gladiator match. While others fought for fair contracts, Ryan apparently spent that free time trying to end Justin's career. Perfect timing, right? Baldoni's hands were tied, the project stalled, and Reynolds allegedly went all in using the break to tighten his chokehold on creative control.
And their argument to that is, well, Ryan believed that was true. Ryan believed that he was a predator, and therefore, this is not problematic because he believed it. The exact language is, the entirety of the plaintiff's defamation claim appears to be based on the 2 times that Mr. Reynolds allegedly called Mr. Baldoni.
And then came the leaked texts. Ryan Reynolds allegedly manipulating cast members behind the scenes, spreading concerns about Justin Baldoni like a puppet master with an iPhone. He didn't stop there. He reportedly hijacked It Ends With Us, injecting Deadpool-style humor into a film about domestic violence, sidelining Baldoni completely. Industry insiders say this wasn't creative clashing, it was sabotage. Contracts were disrupted, reputations destroyed, and now professionals are steering clear. Enter Hugh Jackman, once Ryan's romantic BFF, now suspected of leaking receipts to expose it all. The bromance is dead, and what's left is courtroom chaos and a PR disaster in flames.
The perspective, like, hey, obviously, like, this guy's gay, no hard feelings, a sight to be seen. He wants to be completely dismissed from the lawsuit. He wants out on the law.
Word on the street is Hugh Jackman is done playing nice. He's now deposed in the lawsuit and is rumored to have leaked those deliciously damning text messages to none other than Candace Owens. Let's pause there. Hugh Jackman, the man of Broadway, Wolverine, and world-class gentleman energy.
Wolverine will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you.
This is the guy who apparently saw enough to step away and maybe, just maybe, drop a little digital nuke on Ryan's campaign of chaos. If this is true, Jackman didn't just walk away. He burned the bridge behind him and threw the receipts into the flames. And what exactly pushed Hugh over the edge? Well, maybe it was the skits. The Deadpool promos that thought it was a good idea to joke about domestic violence while promoting a film about domestic violence. Seriously?
Also, in the now infamously cringe It Ends With Us promotional skit that had nothing to do with promoting the movie, which was about domestic violence, where Ryan directed it and he brought in his mom and Blake was in the background.
This wasn't satire. It was a fever dream of bad decisions. Ryan dragged Hugh into those cringeworthy videos, and instead of funny, they came off tone-deaf, insensitive, and just plain dumb. Critics were not amused. The internet called it exploitative. And Hugh? He probably realized he was being used as a prop in Ryan's ongoing circus.
Of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Ryan Reynolds. He has 4 kids, and he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources, like financial resources, to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfect.
Oh, and did we mention Hugh's 27-year marriage ended in the same month Deadpool 3 filming paused, September 2023? Coincidence? Maybe. But let's just say it's a very messy timeline. Personal life unraveling, project derailed, and now he's tangled in Ryan's mess. No wonder he might have started dropping receipts like they were hot potatoes. Candace Owens seems to think Hugh's silence wasn't loyalty, it was strategy. And now the leash is off.
Making a lot of gay jokes and like trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that. Not the gay community, or the heterosexual.
But buckle up, because things get even weirder when you peel back Ryan's carefully crafted PR persona. Let's talk about that's just a bit defense, his favorite excuse whenever he kisses another man on live TV. Andrew Garfield, Patrick Warburton, Scott Thompson. Ryan's kissed them all like it's his signature move. And every time he laughs it off. It's just a bit. Oh sure, Ryan. Because if you repeat the joke enough times, people stop asking questions, right? Oh, he's gay. Oh yeah? See, straight guys don't say that.
Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah, see, straight guys don't say that.
Except they haven't stopped. A TikTok leak featured alleged text from Ryan where he basically outs himself, or at the very least hints heavily, and people noticed. Straight guys don't say that became the viral quote. Because honestly, they don't. That's not quirky. That's not witty. That's a dude who's either struggling with something or using ambiguity as a weird form of branding. And it's not the cute kind of mystery.
I love gay guys. There's also bad ones because they're just normal people. I have zero problem. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely.
It's the manipulative, strategic, hide in plain sight kind of mystery. Candace Owens dove into this like a shark in blood. Her analysis? Ryan Reynolds is closeted, controlled, and selling a fake persona to keep everyone guessing. And let's not pretend that theory came out of nowhere. PR experts are now openly floating the term lavender marriage around, basically suggesting his marriage to Blake is a cover, a brand partnership dressed up as true love, like a corporate merger with matching kids and staged paparazzi shots.
He's a total narcissist. He cannot comprehend a world. I truly believe he cannot comprehend a world in which him and his wife are.
This isn't just speculation. It's a pattern. His public image is so manufactured. It makes Barbie look spontaneous. Everything is calculated, every tweet, every award show kiss, every cringy Deadpool promo. It's all part of the Ryan Reynolds hologram he wants us to believe is a real person. But the cracks are showing. The kissy jokes aren't landing. The lawsuits are stacking. His bromance with Hugh went nuclear. His daughter's scandal is still haunting him. And the facade of the cool, relatable dad is peeling off like a cheap sticker on a knockoff toy.
Bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal, and obviously this has been a bromance pretty much thrown in the public.
And that leads us to the real question. If Ryan Reynolds is acting this hard in real life, what exactly is he trying to hide? Because at this point, no amount of Deadpool merch, snarky one-liners, or oops, I burned down a school jokes can cover the fact that something is deeply off. And the people closest to him? They're either walking away, speaking out, or slowly turning the heat up on the guy who once thought he could outcharm the truth.
Eyes. Straight. Gay. So that's all that's happening. He's a closeted gay man, and that's just, when you deny yourself that truth, you're just gonna do weird, crazy shit.
Let's talk about the desperate move of the century. the infamous attorney's eyes-only Hail Mary, aka the AO tactic. Blake's team, led by none other than Captain Damage Control himself, Ryan Reynolds, pushed for certain documents to be sealed from public view.
Why?
Oh, no big deal. Just because they contain career-ruining information.
CEO determination, right? They want the judge to agree to an attorney's eyes only designation to protect, as they term it, highly confidential information that could destroy the careers of the third party people that are.
Yeah.
When that's your legal strategy, it's less about justice and more about hiding the skeletons in your walk-in closet full of Deadpool merch. They didn't even try to sugarcoat it. Blake's lawyers outright argued that the docs could end multiple people's careers if made public. That's not just sealing documents. That's panic mode. Red alert. Press the button before it blows, level secrecy. And when your defense sounds like, "Please, Your Honor, don't let anyone see this or we're toast," that says more than any leak ever could.
Need this AEO designation because their careers would be ruined if the public found something out about them. It just makes you ask what truth could be so poisonous to someone's career that if revealed it would.
But Judge Lehman wasn't having it. He slapped down the O blanket attempt and said, "Nah, you're going to need to justify that." Translation: this wasn't a legal motion. It was a PR panic move dressed up in courtroom clothes. There was no real legal ground for it. Just a Hollywood couple trying to hide the ugly parts of their curated fairy tale from the public that's finally seeing through the smoke.
You invest in these people because you think they're telling you the truth, and you would just be shocked by that. So I'll tell you, Judge Lehman has reached a decision about that designation. Now, just to briefly remind you what they...
And now the million-dollar question. What are they hiding? Word on the internet street is that the documents include everything from shady contracts to explosive DMs to witness statements that could take down more than just Ryan and Blake. And we're not talking tabloid fluff. We're talking serious insider dirt. Industry tea so hot it could melt Ryan's entire career faster than his daughter could say another inappropriate Deadpool line. Some sources even suggest the AEO docs could implicate other high-profile names like Hugh Jackman, WME insiders, and even former staff who've been silenced or brushed aside. That's not a little PR fire. That's a career-detonating, brand-obliterating bomb that they're trying to bury under a mountain of attorney's eyes-only stickers. And let's be honest, when people start scrambling to seal documents, it's never because what's inside makes them look good.
The attorneys. And we don't need to go to the judge's chambers to duke that out with the, it's like if we say it is, you just got to go with us. Essentially, they become their own judges. And obviously, Justin Baldoni's team said, no, we don't want that. We just want this to be like a limited scope.
Now fast forward to the latest public charade, the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary in February 2020. Ryan and Blake rolled in like they were still Hollywood's golden couple. Flashbulbs, fake smiles, red carpet, the whole act. But insiders say behind the scenes, the couple isn't just cold. They're ice age levels of distant. Sources close to the situation confirmed they're living separately and barely interact off camera. What we're seeing isn't love. It's damage control and designer outfits. And while they play make-believe in front of the cameras, real life is spiraling. According to Blake's own court filings, this lawsuit is taking a massive emotional toll not just on her, but on their 4 children.
Yeah.
4 actual human beings caught in the blast radius of their parents' legal war games. Mental health concerns are being raised. Emotional strain is rising. But hey, as long as Ryan can tweet another sarcastic joke, it's fine, right?
Girl, Inez is 7 years old. Inez is a child. Inez is young.
Wrong.
This entire family setup is starting to look faker than one of Ryan's Deadpool skits. Social media still shows them as the picture-perfect couple. Cozy family photos, supportive tweets, cutesy banter. But behind the scenes, it's giving crumbling empire energy. The facade is cracking, and the silence from both of them only makes it worse. Every day they say nothing. The public fills in the blanks.
And it ain't flattering.
Daughter was forced to tell a sexually vulgar, predatory gay joke.
And let's talk about the biggest irony of all, Ryan Reynolds' reputation. He used to be untouchable. The witty, charming, relatable A-list dad, everyone's favorite Hollywood funny guy. But now, that image is collapsing like a dollar store folding chair. The jokes aren't landing anymore. The sarcasm feels forced, and the public is officially over the Ryans just being Ryan excuse. People are asking real questions, and the answers are not cute.
Girl practiced different iterations of Wolverine having his male genitalia in her father's mouth.
Brands are pulling back. Studios are allegedly reconsidering future deals. No one wants to be associated with a guy facing defamation, extortion, child exploitation allegations, and a collapsing marriage. The lovable charm act is dead. What's left is a man standing in the ashes of his own PR stunt, still trying to smirk his way out of the fire. And you know what's wild? People wanted to root for Ryan. They liked the funny guy, the dad, the husband. But now the mask has slipped, and what's underneath isn't funny. It's calculated, cruel, and self-destructive. He's not playing Deadpool anymore. He is Deadpool. Mask on, chaos behind him, no accountability, no empathy, just jokes and destruction.
I don't know that they'll ever apologize because we might be past apologies. I just think it might just be up to us to quite literally bring them down to earth with us, because right now they're still floating out there.
And let's not pretend Blake Lively is just an innocent bystander in all this. At this point, the sympathy is fading. Is she being manipulated, or is she complicit? Because the silence, the staged appearances, the desperate legal moves, it's not looking good. Public support is shifting fast, and it's shifting away from the golden couple and toward the people they tried to bury. People like Baldoni, like the crew, like the audience who just wanted a real story, not a media circus. So now we wait. More leaks, more depositions, more truths crawling out of Ryan's curated castle of content. And it won't be fireworks when it ends. It'll be a slow, painful implosion.